Hey everyone, welcome to the first video on my channel, Latta Services, and today I'll be breaking down exactly how I started my lawn care business at just 16 years old. I'll be breaking down how I got my first clients, the equipment I used, and how I got started with it. So the very first step for me was to save up money. So how I did that was, I didn't have a job at the time, I didn't have any savings, so I needed some sort of startup cost to get a weed whacker, to get a mower, just the stuff you need to own an actual lawn care business. So how I did that was I went to this store called Grocery Outlet, and they sold snacks for pretty cheap there because they were always on sale for some reason. And I ended up doing that. I would restock every day after school, and I did that for about 3 months straight, and I ended up saving about $300. So with that $300 with the startup money, I decided to make my first real investment, which was to buy a Stihl FS45 weed whacker for my friend for $75. And I actually had an old lawnmower laying around my house, and I wanted to actually get that fixed so I can actually have a lawnmower for my business. So we ended up putting a new carburetor in that, and it brought it straight back to life. So I now had a weed whacker and a mower, and that was enough for me to get started. So now that I had a lawnmower and a weed whacker, I decided to go old school, and I went knocking door to door around my neighborhood. And within the first walk, me and my brother had actually secured our first job. We ended up knocking on his door, and through the Ring camera, we ended up exchanging numbers, and I ended up setting up the time to give him a quote for this job. And me and my brother landed our first job for $250. So me and my brother, we really undercharged for this job, and it took us a couple days of just hard working, 12 hours of work. But that was a good learning experience for us because we kind of figured out how to charge and price jobs. So with the money, with the $250 we made from that job, we decided to reinvest it. And I bought glasses, gloves, and I also I was looking on Facebook Marketplace to find a backpack blower, a gas one, those really strong ones. Ended up finding one for about $150, and I still use it today, and it works perfectly fine. So after securing our first job and reinvesting some of that money into new equipment, I decided to get business cards made, and then I decided to download this app called Nextdoor. It's completely free, and you can post about services you offer, and people will call you up, and you can turn that into quotes and then into real jobs. And what it ended up happening for me was I would pretty much get calls every day. And like I said, yeah, those calls were turned into quotes and then real jobs, and I ended up getting pretty much consistent work over the weekends every week as a high school student. So at this point, I was kind of figuring out how to charge. I actually had this app downloaded called GeoMeasure, and I actually used an app called Google Earth, and I would measure out the area of certain jobs. And I figured out how to charge like per acre, and I ended up figuring out how long it takes us to do 1 acre. And I also ended up inviting some of my friends because I do football, and I ended up hiring some of my friends, paying them hourly, taking them on these jobs, and ended up helping my business out a lot. We would get jobs done a lot faster, and it just overall made everything more efficient. So one of the biggest things I learned early on was to be really nice to your clients, but don't undercharge yourself just because you're young, unless you really need the work at first to get your business rolling. And another thing is to make sure you do a really good job. Pick up trash, pick up sticks, pick up pine cones, get them out of the way. You're gonna wanna, once the job is over, make sure you blow everything, make it look beautiful, make it look like a beautiful final product, and it'll really improve your word of mouth, because clients really notice stuff like that, and the more you impress them, the more they're gonna tell other people about you, and it's just gonna grow your business even further. And that's how Latta Services started. With a $300 hustle, a friend who helped fix my equipment, a lot of door knocking, and a whole lot of effort. If you want to see more lawn care videos, yard transformations, and business tips, make sure you subscribe because there's going to be a lot more to come. And thank you for watching.